دي حاجة. الحاجة الثانية we shall be recording the session today and it will be a mixture of Arabic and English معلش عشان we have some also non-Arabic speaking colleagues with us. So I hope you don't mind us recording and I hope you don't mind us speaking partially at least in English. Today we have three very prominent speakers and I would like to simply start with the very first speaker today, Professor Eman and Nachar, who is the Dean of the faculty. Just a second, please. I need to know the name in English, please. The Faculty of
Postgraduate Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies and Research.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew the name in Arabic, but I was not prepared for it in English. Sorry for that. And Professor Eman and Nachar is going to introduce to us the topic of the career guidance in general and what is the interdisciplinary approach in this program. So I hand over to you, Professor Eman, and then we'll proceed with the two other speakers. Please go ahead.
هل ظهرت عندكم دلوقتي دكتورة منى؟
ظهرت حضرتك بس حضرتك بس كبري اعملي اللي هي
هعملها على البرزنتيشن مود. حاضر.
على البرزنتيشن مود. That's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mona, for the invitation. I'm happy to be with you today. I'm trying to speak Franco-Arab because many issues needs more explanation in Arabic, so it makes me comfort to explain it better in a warm way in Arabic. So let's start. Faculty of Postgraduate Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies and Research. كلية الدراسات العليا للبحوث والدراسات البينية في جامعة حلوان. It's a new faculty. It's يعني one of the very rare faculties in the area. Almost there is no other faculty entitled with the same name. الكلية initiated بقرار وزاري 2014 ومن 2014 we start the academic preparing for the academic work from 2017 and then from 2017 until now we prepared several interdisciplinary postgraduate programs. And the faculty is located in المهندسين في شارع أحمد عرابي. This is one of our locations and the other one in Helwan campus. The presentation will contain two issues: why of the interdisciplinary education or research, and what of the faculty. Because first we have to know several things that could be the ground standing this unique nature of the faculty. Interdisciplinary research الحقيقة the trend of the interdisciplinary studies starts today based on several components from the 20th century. Maybe starts these issues from the 50s or something. So 4 elements constitute the key elements that initiate the initiate the philosophy of the interdisciplinary research. First one is the complexity of the nature and society and the power of new technology, the need for system thinking and contextual thinking, and the changing workplace, which the first three components constitute a major factors to change the workplace and the market, the labor market. So the first one, the complexity of nature and society. طبعا we all يعني faced by several complex problems like immigration, poverty, informal areas, electronic medical records, climate change, pollution. Complex problems means the problems that could not be perceived or understood or resolved by only one discipline. Several disciplines should be involved in order to at least understand the problem. So we all faced by the problem of poverty. Poverty means different things to different disciplines. Poverty from social aspect depends on different from poverty from medical aspect, from anthropological aspect, from economic aspect. So we have to incorporate several disciplines to understand the issue of poverty and try to search on it and deal with it. During the last 50 years, several complex field studies initiated, like the environmental studies, the cultural studies, national studies, urban studies. All these fields required also kind of multiple disciplines to deal with them. So these two use a measure for initiating the philosophy of interdisciplinarity through the last 50 years. The other one is the power of technology. New technologies appeared, and technology and science integrated and connected during the 50 years, past years. ده يعني كان سببه أو يعني سبب إن في a lot of job opportunities disappeared, و another new job opportunities ظهرت وبقت موجودة لأن ال sharing large quantities of data خلى إن people can work together from different perspectives, not the traditional one. We can practice networking work, we can practice sharing information. So all these things changed the face of the market, labor market all over the world. And this also facilitate practicing the procedure of interdisciplinary work. Based on these two factors, the new technology and the complex of problems we are facing and the complex of field studies appeared, the need to apply system thinking to complex problem was a major issue. System thinking is meant by the ability to break a problem down into constituent parts to reveal internal and external factors. And to figure out, meanwhile, to figure out how each of these parts relate to each other. How to have a multiple perspective to each problem and to break it into several parts needs a lot of skills. And actually, it's a mental state, mental attitude towards dealing with problems. Also addressing and pressing public policy in any problem, social issues in any problem. These all factors are major to think about any problems, and these all things pave the road for the interdisciplinary philosophy. Contextual thinking is also a very important skill, which is the ability to view a subject from a broad perspective by placing it in the fabric of time, culture, personal experience. الحقيقة this is one of the يعني major things that we miss, especially here in Egypt, to have a contextual vision to the issue, because we use that each discipline, each expert always look to any problem, always look to any problem from his or her own professionality, her profession, and neglect other issues, and this is reflected in all aspects of life. So this contextual vision to things are major requirement for the today's jobs and today professionality in research and education. System thinking requirement and contextual thinking requirement required a dramatic change in the job market, and the job market itself become very complex. The changing workplace that happened during the last 2 or 3 decades is based on the process of restructuring the economy. The emergence of globalization and the IT evolution allow for dramatic change in jobs, industry, service, new market open, and a new economic and politics are created. الحقيقة هنا نقف وقفة ونشرح شوية إن الجوب ماركت الستاتستكس والريبورتس اللي طلعت to الجوب ماركت نيدز revealed إن إحنا بقى في different demand للجوب opportunities اللي موجودة to cope with all the factors that I have mentioned before. The job market required several skills like abilities to integrate things together, to have broad vision instead of have expert in a specific discipline, and this is a major factor for changing the climate and the context of the workplace. To have people who can integrate knowledge from multiple disciplines, people who can understand things from several disciplines, not their own discipline only. A person, what's required based on reports of the labor market reports, there are common issues concerning the people who will be submitted to work in the future. A person who can understand or use integrated knowledge, technology, and methods, who can cooperate with other colleagues, who can cooperate in other cultures, different cultures, will be يعني picked for jobs better than expert in a specific discipline. الدراسات قالت ان احنا يعني بقى مفضل عند اصحاب الصناعات ورجال الاعمال والبيزنسز المختلفه ان هم to hire people with these skills who can integrate the knowledge together and technology and methods, and who can cooperate with other people from different disciplines, rather than hiring people who are very specific in special discipline, and they are experts actually, and they are very knowledgeable in this discipline. Maybe this will be a second priority for them during to the global change that happening. الريبورتس دي معمولة في أفريقيا اللي جايبين منها الداتا. It reveals that there's mismatch between the graduate skills required at university, acquired in the university, and those in jobs in most African countries. لو ان الخريجين اللي بيتخرجوا خلال الفتره اللي فاتت من ال traditional disciplines اللي موجوده وال traditional faculties are not matching ال requirement بتاعت السوق، وهم they need actually a different type of people, different type of mentalities, different type of minds to work in the future jobs. كمان حصل زي criticism to the professionality, to the specialization، لأن they discovered that in السبيشاليزيشن كان blind. ممكن إنها زي أنا جوه السبيشال بتاعي like blocked with barriers that cannot let me see what's behind this discipline. So specialization also tends to produce tunnel vision. يعني I'm just one track minded person. ممكن يبقى أحد خصائص الناس اللي هي very professional in a specific discipline. Ignoring other perspectives طبعا ممكن إن هم يكونوا كمان fail to address complex problems، ممكن يبقوا ما يقدروش to contribute to past or to relate past to present to future. These changes over time maybe they don't able to make it in facing any problem. Based on these issues, education all over the world start to looking for different types of education that can allow for graduates to cope with the new requirements. Interdisciplinary research, one of these trials to cope with the new requirements. السؤال دلوقتي what is the interdisciplinary education and interdisciplinary research؟ معناها ايه بالظبط والتارجتس بتاعتها؟ ده هنشرحه ببساطه جدا. النيتشر بتاع الكل من خلال ان انا هشرح نيتشر الكليه بتاعه البوست جراديوت فاكولتي، لانها عباره عن ابلكيشن مباشر لمحاوله استيفاء الماركت النيو ماركت نيدز علشان نطلع خريجين كوبينج بالجلوبال ايشوز في الجوبز. الكليه can afford a view of research connectivity and interdisciplinary possibility by relating more than one branch of knowledge, one discipline, through education and research. الفكرة الكلية الأساسية سواء في الeducation or for research إنها to connect different disciplines together. It's not a discipline program, it's an interdisciplinary program. Even in research برضو أي research أو problem we are يعني employing in our work should be shared by different disciplines. الستراكشر للكليه كليه برامج. الكليه دي each program ما هياش فيها departments، لان the structure of departments اللي هو التراديشنال في اي كليه against الinterdisciplinarity، لان بيحطوا borders. فكره الinterdisciplinarity الاساسيه as a philosophy is to get out of borders, get out of the box بتاع الديسيبلين اللي احنا فيه and try to think with a new vision and integrate with other visions out of the box. ده الفكرة الأساسية. فالكلية مش structured in departments, just programs, very flexible programs. البروجرامز دي مكونة من multiple disciplines، وكل each program هو عبارة عن unit providing degrees, diploma, master and PhD, and unit for research, complex interdisciplinary research that adopt complex problems الموجودة. فالستراكشر بتاع الكلية اتعمل علشان to cope with its philosophy، ما يكونش rigid ويكون flexible enough to adjust للفلسفي بتاعت الانترديسبليناريتي. البرامج البروجرامز بتاعتنا عبارة عن كل بروجرام عبارة عن تفاعل أو يعني interaction ما بين several disciplines. الانتراكشن ده مهم جدا ان احنا نوضحه. It's blended interaction, it's an integration. They are not just together. They are not just together parallel to each other. No, they are blended and integrated with each other in order to produce a new profession. New profession out of the profession of each of the disciplines الأصليين, the original ones. They produce a new type of knowledge, very complex, amalgamated with different disciplines together. ليه؟ علشان الخريج can deal with the complex problems, the complex nature of the society, and the complex nature of the job opportunities اللي موجودة دلوقتي. الخريجين بتوعنا according للفلسفة دي الجراديوتس بتوعنا they acquire new identity for a new specialization related to specific complex problem موجودة و they can deal with it together. It's a cooperation work among different disciplines ودي الصعوبة. احنا we use بالذات في مصر ان احنا الديسيبلين الواحد they can talk with each other كويس جدا. الدكاترة بيتكلموا مع بعض حلو جدا ويفهموا بعض كويس جدا والمهندسين كذلك والسايكولوجيست كذلك. التيمز اللي عندنا اللي المفروض الطلبة يعني يكتسبوا المهارة ان الطبيب يعرف يكلم other disciplines بلغة يفهموها وكمان can understand the other languages بتاع الديسيبلينز الاخرى ويطوعها جوه المهنه بتاعته. فإتس مهارات مهمه جدا ومطلوبه جدا ان how to break boundaries و talk to each other ويبقى في communication ما بين الديفرنت disciplines وبعضها. ودي مهمه الكليه اللي الطلاب لازم ان شاء الله هيكتسبوها من خلال الكورسز اللي هنديها لهم علشان يكتسبوا هذه المهاره ويخرجوا لسوق العمل according للمتطلبات الجديده. والطالب الحقيقه بتاع الانترديسيبلينري ستاديز الدراسات كلها يعني اجمعت على ان هو more creative and more broad minded عن الطلاب اللي خارجين من التراديشنال education. البروجرامز بتاعتنا من خصائصها انها interdisciplinary curriculum. المنهجيه بتاعتها interdisciplinary وطريقه التدريس يعني برضو interdisciplinary ودي هتخلينا يبقى في حاجه اسمها تيم تيتشنج هو الاساس وده له متطلبات كتير ان شاء الله في جامعه حلوان بيحصل تريننج عليها. كل every single component of the program will be from interdisciplinary perspective. الجراديوتس زي ما قلنا student can see different perspective. اقدر اشوف من different perspective لاي work او مشكله انا بتعرض لها ويقدروا يعملوا synthesis or توليف لديسبلينز ونوليدج جايه من ديسبلينز مختلفه علشان يوصلوا لهدف معين. اي طالب جاي من ديسبلين واحده لازم يكون عنده القدره من خلال الدراسات عندنا انه يعمل توليف لمجموعه من المعارف together مش بس التخصص بتاعه. حتى الايفالويشن بتاعه هيكون في نجاحه في انه يقدر يعمل التوليف ده مش شطارته في الديسبلين بتاعته. طبعا هيكتسب مهارات الكريتيكال ثينكينج الفلكسبل ثينكينج برضو الانكونفنشنال ثينكينج. كل دي مهارات التفكير زي ما احنا شايفين. it's all about thinking, it's all about mentalities, it's all about changing the mental statement of people. طبعا عملية مش سهلة ابدا لان التدريس في الديسيبلين فاكتوريز اسهل بكتير والمهارات بتاعه الحفظ والاسترجاع وكده اسهل بكتير من هذه المهارات ان احنا نكسبها للطلاب. problem solving abilities حاجه يعني مهمه جدا. ازاي اعمل structural knowledge من different disciplines او domains برضو حاجه صعبه جدا. يعني التشالنج في ايه؟ اولا يعرف ينقل الديسيبلين بتاعه، ثانيا يفهم ديسيبلين اخر، ثالثا to make something يعني amalgamated ما بين الفهم بتاع الديسيبلينز المختلفه. فدي مهمه الكليه عندنا ومهمه البرامج والتشالنج اللي بيواجه الاساتذه بتوع جامعه حلوان. I think ان احنا we will have يعني outstanding professors في الناحيه دي، عشان هنعمل ان شاء الله تدريب جامد. كمان احب اوضح ايه نوع الريسيرش اللي ممكن الباحث ده يعمله، او بيواجه ازاي حل اي مشكله سواء بحثيه او مشكله في العمل، من خلال برضو الفيلوسوفي اوف interdisciplinarity في الريسيرش. الانترديسيبلينري ريسيرش عباره عن مشكله معينه هي سنتر الموضوع، كلنا يعني centered around this problem. انا مش مهندسه ولا حد دكتور، لا، في بروبلم اكبر من كل الديسيبلينز. maybe البوفرتي مثلا، maybe الانفورماليتي بتاعت الاربن دلوقتي اللي موجوده هي الاساس. الديسيبلينز كلها خارجه بره الباوندرز بتاعتها وماسكه في المشكله، بتاخد information جايه من each discipline together and they are amalgamated زي ما احنا شايفين in a very flexible way, shapeless علشان يبقى and very organic، عشان يبين ان ايه، ما فيش صيغه معينه لازم discipline معين يفرضها. المشكله هي الاساس وهي البطل وهي اللي بتفرض الاتجاه بتاعنا. كمان بنتقبل كل الانفورميشن اللي جايه من الستيك هولدرز. سوري للميستيك بتاعت السبيلنج. الستيك هولدرز اساس في ان هم they give us information and the information اللي جايه منهم integrated برضو معانا. فممكن يبقوا clients، ممكن يبقوا business، ممكن يبقوا شركات، مصانع، any stakeholders، ممكن يبقوا clients، patients. الميكانيزم بتاع حل المشكله flexible enough to integrate الفيجنز والنولج اللي جايه منهم. دي طبيعه العمل في الانترديسيبلينري ريسيرش، والانترديسيبلينري مايند should allow to proceed in these processes علشان نوصل لحل المشكله. الانترديسيبلينري research involves more than a single discipline blended together to make integrative contribution. Investigators share facilities and research approach working together in most of the research phases. يعني الكلام ده مش بيحصل بعد بدايه البحث، لا، ده ممكن الستيك هولدرز نفسهم يجوا يقولوا لنا الاهداف بتاعتنا في بدايه البحث، يقولوا لنا الميثودز بتاعتنا اللي هنشتغل عليها. فممكن from day one الديسيبلينز كلها تحدد مشكله، تحدد معنى الترم. مثلا احنا احتكينا في بعض الانترديسيبلينري ريسيرش ان في تيرمز التخصصات المختلفه مش متفقه على معناها، ف they can draw a conceptual model for the meaning of any مثلا term زي مثلا البرايفسي، البوفرتي، what's the meaning of poverty. فممكن كل ديسيبلين نقعد مع بعض ونوصل لكونسبتشوال موديل للذا مينينج اوف ذا تيرم اللي البروبلم دي شغاله عليه. دي برضو مهمه الكليه، ودي هتفيد جدا الخريجين في سوق العمل. الايم او الديفينيشن بتاع البوست جراديويت بروجرام ان هو عباره عن 2 or more disciplines blended together to create new discipline or profession. اهم حاجه في القصه في برامجنا انها required by labor market. ما عندناش برنامج طالع من الاديوكيشن كده لوحده. البرنامج بيتفصل زي ما بنقول على احتياج معين في سوق العمل، كوادر معينه، specific skills مطلوبه في اريا معينه. بنعمل برنامج عليها علشان الخريج يطلع تفيد للريكويرمنت بتاعه الكوادر دي المطلوبه في حته معينه لحل مشكله معينه. الكوادر دي هتكتسب الانترديسيبلينري مايندز، هتعمل كارير ترانسفير لانها هتفقد الصله بالتخصص الاصلي بتاعها، وهتبقى هويتها كلها للكارير الجديد المطلوب. وهتكتسب مهارات المالتيبل برسبكتيف، البروبلم سيتويشن هتبقى عندها بايس اتيتيود، ودي حاجه مهمه جدا ان احنا نشكل طلابنا علشان ما فيش تحيز. الطالب الانترديسيبلينري مايند ما عندوش تحيز، ودي حاجه ممكن الكالتشر المصري يعني صعبه جدا، ان كل واحد مننا عنده تحيز لشيء وخاصه تخصصه اللي هو جاي منه. فازاي اربي شخص شايف أهمية الموضوع مش أهمية نفسه وتخصصه، وإن هم كلهم مع بعض مهمين، وإن مفيش حد دوميننت عن التاني ولا يتميز عن التاني. الeducation دي will be embedded for students في البرامج بتاعتنا إن شاء الله. الinterdisciplinary mind كمان هو عبارة عن habit، الحقيقة عبارة عن هابت لازم الإنسان يتعود عليها، مش بس في الإديوكيشن، ده هم اكتشفوا أهميتها الشديدة في الحياة. leaders في أي مؤسسة، في أي عمل، في أي مصنع لازم يكتسب مهارات الانترديسيبلينري مايند. السيتيزنز العاديين، لأنها it's applicable in every single detail in our life، ومهمة جدا لأن كل حاجة بقت كومبلكس، ما بقاش في حاجة لينير، ما بقاش في حاجة سيمبل، كله بقى يعني مبني على بعضه ومعجون في بعضه. فلازم احنا يبقى طريقه تفكيرنا كده برضو، وعندنا different perspective وديفرنت، ونقدر ناخد معلوماتنا من several and multiple sources، مش خلاص انا خدتها من هنا يبقى هو ده واخد عليها قرار ويطلع قرار غلط. من ضمن سمات الخريج بتاعنا اللي هيفيد سوق العمل ان هو عنده flexibility عاليه جدا. زي ما قلت لحضراتكم الدراسات التربويه كلها طلعت ان الطلاب الانترديسيبلينري ستاديز very creative، more creative عن نظرائهم في النظم العاديه. they are very intellectual. وعلى فكره علشان الدراسه نوعها كده برضو الطلاب بتوعنا مش اي حد بينجذب لينا، نوع معين من الطلبه بمنتاليتي معينه هم اللي بيأتراكتد تو اس لما بيفهموا طبيعه الموضوع. الانتلكتشوال بيبل هم اللي بيحبوا يدرسوا هذا النوع من الدراسه. الشخص التفكير نمطي they don't fit الا لو كان عايز يكتسب المهاره دي. كمان ان احنا نقدر نعمل الانترديسيبلينري مايند بيعمل حاجه مهمه جدا، لما تحطه في اي موقف بيقدر تفيل الجاب، الكوميونيكيشن جاب اللي فيها. يعني لو هو في اجتماع ميتنج او مشكله او موضوع وفي جاب معينه ما بين الكوميونيكيشن ما بين ناس وبعض، وجهات نظر مختلفه، ديسيبلينز مختلفه، هو المفروض بيكتسب المهاره how to fill this gap and link people together. ودي حاجه احنا محتاجينها جدا جدا. فالانترديسيبلينري مايند المفروض ان هو بيتخرج، سمات الخريج بتاعنا مكتسب مثل هذه المهارات بشكل عام في جميع برامجنا. زي ما قلت لحضراتكم الانترديسيبلينري مايند المفروض ان هو بيختص يعني بيكتسب مهارات النتوركينج والويب سيستمز والفيلد سيستمز اكتر ما المهاره اللينير، لان التحول زي ما قلت لحضراتكم during ال 20th century كان من اللينير اتيتيود فور ستيت اوف مايند للويب او نتورك ستيت اوف مايند. لما جينا نصمم برامجنا عملنا برضو تكنيك جديد مش معتاد، ان احنا كوننا interdisciplinary teamwork. each program متطلب مجموعه معينه من الديسيبلينز، بنجيب الديسيبلينز دول من كليات جامعه حلوان ويشكلوا تيم يقعدوا from day one together. مع انا كعميده بكون موجوده يعني بكون معاهم ضيفه، ولكن علشان بس اعمل البالانس بتاع ان هم to fill the gap في الاول، وكمان شويه النولج بتاعه المواصفات الانترديسيبلينري بروجرام بتبقى ليها قواعد معينه بنحطها كلنا مع بعض، والتيم بيشتغل في كل المراحل together لحد ما بيكونوا السكوب بتاع البرنامج والبنش مارك والديزاين والاوبجكتيفز والاي ال اوز والكورس كونتنت everything. وبعد ما بنخلص بنودي سبميت للمجلس الاعلى للجامعات لحد ما ناخد الموافقات ككليه، and then التيم بيدير الادمنستريشن part of the interdisciplinary program should be also interdisciplinary. ما ينفعش one discipline manage البروجرام والا هيفقد بينيته. فحتى التيم اللي هيدير لازم يبقى interdisciplinary. والطلاب نفسهم لو شافوا ان احنا different disciplines متنازعه ومتنافره وكل واحد بيقول حاجه، خلاص احنا فقدناهم وفقدنا الحاجه اللي احنا عايزين نزرعها فيهم. فاحنا التيم وورك از بيز عندنا، وكمان هيبقى في التيتشنج زي ما حضراتكم هتشوفوا بعد كده. مش هطول اكتر من كده، الا اني هقول لحضراتكم بسرعه عدد البرامج اللي خلصت في السنتين اللي فاتوا. 4 برامج، 3 منهم هيفتحوا السمستر ده، وواحد هيفتح ان شاء الله السمستر الجاي. البرنامج الاولاني كان بعنوان Creativity and Culture Development Industries، وده ما بين الفنون والسياحه والبزنس والاعلام، وده مخصص للليبر ماركت بتاع جميع العاملين في المؤسسات الثقافيه، وبينمي صفه اقتصاد الابداع عندهم، وازاي الابداع يبقى له عائد على المنتج القومي. البرنامج الثاني كان الليبر ماركت بتاعه خاص بكل العاملين في السجلات الطبيه، ازاي ان احنا نعمل الكترونيك ريكوردنج للداتا ونتعامل معاها. فعملنا برنامج اسمه هيلث كير انفورماتكس اند كلينيكال ريسيرش، ده عليه اقبال برضو جدا من ما بين الطب والتمريض والانفورميشن ساينس. والحقيقه المستشفيات والمعامل والمؤسسات الصحيه بتحاول دلوقتي تدرب وتخلي العاملين بتوعها يكتسبوا مثل هذه الشهادات. البرنامج الثالث هو الكارير جايدنس اند كونسلنج، وده حضراتكم الزملاء هيتكلموا عليه بالتفصيل بعد كده، وهو ما بين تخصصات الاديوكيشن والبزنس والانثروبولوجي اند سايكولوجي. البرنامج الرابع كلينيكال ريسيرش ان شاء الله هيفتح السمستر الجاي، ده هيكون خاص بكل الابحاث الاكلينيكيه والسريريه، وهو مشترك ما بين الميديكال الميديسن والصيدله والتمريض، وخاص بالليبر ماركت بتاع مجال الدراسات والابحاث الاكلينيكيه السريريه اللي بتدي الانفورميشن للصناعات الدوائيه، اللي بتدي الانفورميشن للصناعات الخاصه بالمستشفيات والهيلث كير وكده. انا مش هطول اكتر من كده، انا خلصت، واتمنى حضراتكم تزورونا على موقعنا وتتواصلوا معنا في اي حاجه for more details، واسيب الساحه للزملاء يكملوا عليا. وشكرا جدا جدا، واتمنى ان انتم تكونوا استمتعتوا.
سوري معلش I was muted. شكرا جدا يا دكتوره ايمان، احنا الحقيقه استمتعنا جدا بالمحاضره بتاعت حضرتك وبالانبوت بتاع حضرتك على الانترديسيبلينري ريسيرش. Dr. Eman is actually known for being dedicated for serious efforts to inquire professional experience in developing interdisciplinary curricula. She's the expert when it comes to presenting such curricula, and also she's a member of several organizations concerning the interdisciplinary research, and when it comes to teaching and research, she's committed to follow interdisciplinary approaches to integrate the theories and the methods of environmental psychology in that they are built in environmental design. Eman, thank you. We have had really the pleasure to have you with us as a Dean of the Postgraduate Faculty of Interdisciplinary Study and Research. And I would like now to give the floor to my colleague Emad Helmy. When I say my colleague, I really mean it, because we studied as well together in the same master. So Emad is known to be a very special person, not just because of his expertise, but he's also a certified career service provider since years. He's been facilitating career development several years, and he has been a regional career development conference at the ASC. Emad has 12 years of experience with the German Development Cooperation, the GIZ, as a full-time staff member, and he's acting as an in-house expert in the field of career guidance and counseling. He's providing technical support to other GIZ projects in many countries. Ahmed, your CV is very rich, and if I start talking about your CV, and I'll probably not give time for the presentation. But I would like to shift to the presentation right away. Would you like to take control of the screen and share your screen? If you don't mind?
Thank you. Thank you, Mona. I managed now to be able to share my screen. So thank you so much. So let me try it myself. Okay.
All right. I still see the screen, Dr. Eman. Dr. Eman, would you please unshare your screen? Because on my screen it's still Dr. Eman's presentation. All right. Emad, can you give it another try, please?
Yes. Do you see it?
Not yet. Now it's coming.
Okay, right. Perfect. And thank you so much for the introduction. Actually, I turned red for all the nice words. So thank you. And we are colleagues, and I think we are not alone in this seminar because I have seen also another colleagues from our master's program, and also from the field of career guidance and TVET. And this is actually the topic of my presentation. It's about career guidance and counseling in TVET sector. But before I go deep into my presentation, I would like to thank Dr. Eman for this introduction about the interdisciplinarity, because I think it is important to imagine certain differences between the narrow-minded visions or persons, and also the interdisciplinary person who deal with different aspects of life, and so on and so forth. I'd like to invite you all to close your eyes for maybe 5 seconds and imagine different pots that have, each one of them has a liquid color, different liquid color. They are in different pots. And you can also imagine that these liquid colors are floated in a whiteboard or a floor. So you can see maybe the colors in the pots are well shaped, they are stable, they are nice, because the clear red, clear green, clear blue, for example. But the ones where we floated on the floor, they are maybe don't shape a good shape, maybe look like a mess, but actually this is the life. When we look into the life with individual pots with individual color, this leads us to be narrow-minded and will not be able to deal with life. Life by nature is interdisciplinary. Even it seems to be mess, even it seems to be really not not good shape, but this is the reality. And this mess, or this what we can describe not a good shape, not organized, not in order, this can boost the innovation and try to help the individuals, help organizations to look innovative about different aspects. This can be a bridge a little bit to the idea of the interdisciplinarity and career guidance and counseling, and also in regard to the TVET sector, and maybe more into life. The points to talk today on this topic, we will tackle the definition, career guidance counseling in TVET, rationale of career guidance and counseling, and the benefits of career guidance and counseling. The term career guidance is nowadays replacing the term of vocational guidance. When we look to the high economic countries, they usually use the term vocational guidance. However, nowadays it has been replaced by career guidance. And also, career guidance is distinguished from educational guidance. That's why when we talk about career guidance and counseling, it brings the two together. the vocational guidance and educational guidance. However, it focuses and stresses on the interaction between learning and work. And this led actually to a big and paradigm shift that happens, I think, maybe more than 15 years ago, where shift happened. So it was before job guidance and counseling. They focus on job guidance, but nowadays we talk about career guidance and counseling. We talk about lifelong guidance and counseling. Previous decades, we were talking about how to help and support individuals to choose a career. However, nowadays we talk about how to support them to build a career. It was before focusing on how can we provide career guidance and counseling services. So the focus was mainly onto the counselors. However, nowadays we focus more into the clients. So we need to enable the client. We need to empower them. So the focus should be on the individuals. Previous, we were talking about testing, job testing, do psychometric tests. But nowadays, we focus more on tasting, job tasting, or focus on having the real experiences out of it instead of testing. So this leads us to have the definition, and I call here the definition of career guidance and counseling, because this is the acknowledged definition between the different organizations, such as ILO, World Bank, OECD, UNESCO, and so on and so forth. Sorry. So career guidance and counseling meant as the services designed to assist people of any age at any point of their lives. And please don't forget this, please remind it, because we will get back to it. To make education and training and occupational choices, and to manage their careers. Nobody will manage their careers for them, for the individuals, but the career guidance and counseling services aim at enabling the individuals to manage their careers. In this definition, it says services to assist. However, in my previous work with GIZ, as Mona mentioned, we came up with a clear and strong word instead of assist, since we were talking about the paradigm shift and talking about enabling and empowering. So we like it actually to use the word empower. So we make it like the services that empower people of any age and at any point of their lives. Fine, we talk about services. What does it include? It includes career information, career guidance, or if you like to name it, career education, career counseling, employment counseling, placement services, and any other programs that focus and stress on learning and work interaction, internships, apprenticeships, and so on and so forth. Sorry, since we are working from home, so I'm so sorry for. I need to just give me just 2 seconds. May I?
Yes, please. Just a little remark. I made the presentation is not in the slideshow mode. Just bear with us for a second. The speaker is going to be back right away.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right, Ahmed. Just if you just kindly go again to the slideshow mode, because it's in the working mode now.
Oh, no. Okay. So I have to. Yeah. Okay, it should work now, right?
Yes, it's fine now. Go ahead.
Okay,
But
perfect.
back again, Yamit, to the working mode. I think
yeah, there's something wrong here. Sorry.
it's all right.
Okay. It should be okay now.
Yes,
right?
it's fine.
Okay, perfect. So I'm so sorry. So I was talking about the services, which has different and wide range of services. That's why actually I'd like to highlight on the career guidance and counseling interdisciplinary studies that should start this academic year with the faculty at Helmy University. It will provide, the studies will provide actually this wide range of services, qualifications for wide range of these services. When we talk about career guidance and counseling in TVET, this is sometimes can be considered as a dilemma or a field of misunderstanding or misinterpretation. That's why I'd like to highlight first that when we talk about career guidance and counseling or lifelong guidance and counseling, we are not talking about recruiting services. We are not talking about promotion activities. We are not talking about training or induction activities. We talk about the services we have meant. We talk about the objective I have discussed in the definition, presented in the definition. And we need to understand that often career guidance and counseling is wrongly used as a mean or a tool to increase the interest of young people to join TVET. If career guidance and counseling is meant to be used for that objective, that means we do promotion for TVET. So let's name it promotion for TVET, but don't name it career guidance and counseling. Because as I mentioned before, and by definition, career guidance and counseling is assist or enable or empower individuals to manage their careers, not to push them, not to direct them to a certain career or certain job. However, it is part of it. It is part of it, but it's not it. So when we talk about also strategies and we talk to the policymakers, we understand their need of promoting TVET. We understand that, and we need to respect that. So I think there is a strong need to keep a balance between directing the individuals or promoting certain TVET, the TVET, or even certain jobs on the one hand, and support the personal decision on another hand. So yes, we can do the balance. We need to do the balance between directing or promoting and also the personal decisions and the right to take their own decisions. When Dr. Eman mentioned about the interdisciplinarity and its relationship with the current labor market and the development of labor market and the current status and current shift that happens also in labor markets, and also Her Excellency mentioned that interdisciplinarity boosts the flexibility of people. The same here, career guidance is about widening the options, not limiting it. Career guidance and counseling is about increasing the options to give the individuals a chance to choose, not limit the choices, not limit the opportunities for them to choose from very small choices, or career guidance doesn't mean and doesn't aim at make individuals think in a narrow-minded way, but think in an interdisciplinary way, looking for what we call occupational flexibility. Actually, not we, I mean UNESCO. UNESCO stated that TVET should lead the acquisition of broad knowledge and generic skills applicable to a number of occupations within given fields. That the individual is not limited to his or her choice of occupations, is able to transfer from one field to another during his or her working life. So career guidance and counseling in TVET should not limit choice of occupations. However, it should enable the individuals to transfer from field to another because they got wide range of knowledge and generic skills, what they can be called transferable skills in some articles. So career guidance and counseling, you can say having career guidance or having career education in TVET supports the occupational flexibility that's aimed at to be given and to be enhanced to TVET students. The OECD also acknowledged that career guidance is relevant to two of the key policy issues related to the development of TVET. One of them is moving or transferring from supply-driven to a demand-driven approach, addressing the relationship between TVET and occupational flexibility. So it seems occupational flexibility is a term that need to be enhanced, need to be boosted. And one way to boost this occupational flexibility among TVET grads or students is career education or career counseling, or name it career guidance and counseling services. I want to talk about the rationale, like why do we need this? There's some certain rationale has been actually agreed among OECD and World Bank, for example. Three major goals: learning goals, labor market goals, and social equity goals. So learning goals, the rationale beyond it says, like, if individuals make decisions about what they are to learn and well-informed and well thought through, linking this by their interest and their strengths and so on and so forth, definitely there will be high return on education as well. For the labor market goals, also the rationale says, like, if people find jobs that use their potentials and meet their own goals, in that case, they will be self-motivated and they will be more productive and they will not be isolated from their companies they are working at. So the labor market goals of career guidance and counseling, it somehow unified the employee and the employer objectives and create self-motivated, which increase the productivity. Let's imagine another metaphor. Please close your eyes. Let's imagine you have a vehicle, you have your car or somebody else's car, and it's not working, and you need to move it. We will try to push it. We will ask others to help. We can push it because the car itself, it doesn't function. The motor inside is not working. There's no motive inside. It moves by incentives, by pushing it hard, consuming resources, consuming energy, consuming time, consume whatever, name it. But if the motor the engine is really working, no need for all the incentives, no need for all the energy and money and time have been we put before, because it's self-motivated. That means it will be more productive. So it's similar thing. For the social equity goals, sometimes because of, particularly in the underdeveloped and developed countries, there are a lot of disadvantaged groups that is not able to reach or find opportunities because there are a lot of hidden ones. So all these opportunities is not accessible to them. Career guidance and counseling support the disadvantaged group to gain access to the different opportunities, which gives them the impression that there's an equity among others in the community. Here, in a more structured way about the learning goals, I think we can read it together. I would like to highlight again the third point, which call about flexible vocational orientation as well. That's again flexible occupational flexibility. So learning goals or rationale of career guidance and counseling is supporting the productivity in learning and flexibility in education and training choices and flexibility of occupation, and improves the efficiency of the training and education system, and so on and so forth. And it utilizes the strengths that individuals has, and utilizes also the linkages between the education and training systems and the labor markets. Even we talk here about learning goals, but we talk about labor market. This is part of the interdisciplinarity of career guidance and counseling. Let's talk about labor market goals. It improves labor market efficiency. It reduces the mismatch. It addresses the skills shortage. It improving labor adaptability in response to the labor conditions. It reduces the extent of duration of unemployment. I can remember the school to work transition report by ILO. I think it was like in 2009. I can't remember. They said the male individuals in Egypt, they assume about 5. I can't remember the correct figures. I'm so sorry, but it's a long period. It's a long period to obtain the first stable job, and this is the career guidance and counseling. It reduces this duration. One thing maybe related more to our culture here, the last point, it minimizes individual dependency on economic and income support. Like we usually know our TVET grads and even other, all our youth, they always dependent on the families. Families usually provide financial support, and this is very dangerous because it turns our young people to passive citizens. Actually, I cannot say citizens because they're still passive. And passiveness here is a killing factor because they will be depending on everybody in the universe, but not themselves. And this creates a lot of problems to the economic sector and to the social system and. That's why we always say career guidance and counseling enables individuals to be active, not passive, because this is their career, this is their lives. So they should not be dependent, they should be independent and taking the decisions and create their income system. If we talk about social equity goals, again, as I mentioned before, it's addressing the disadvantaged groups and so on. And here I cannot forget female groups and the minority in the very rural areas and so on and so forth. So in general, career guidance and counseling services tackle social equity, tackle learning, tackle labor market, and those categories are interdisciplinary. Has interdisciplinary aspects. If I like to summarize this and say, okay, don't talk about goals. Let's talk about benefits. What could be the benefits for me? What could be the benefits for the company to provide career guidance and counseling services? As I mentioned before, we talk about self-development for individuals, self-esteem for the individuals. We talk about job satisfaction. And here, as we go down, we go to the labor market more, to the employer more. And I did not like to distinguish between benefits for individuals and benefits for employers, for example, because again, I don't see any borders between both. they are interdisciplinary. They are tackling each other. It's like the egg or the hen. So that's why I said, like, you know, I keep it like that. I could not manage to do it in colors where integrated colors. However, if we talk about self-development, self-esteem, job satisfaction, occupational flexibility, which turn to loyalty towards the work and towards the organization, raise in the motivational level, achievement and increase productivity, support the talent management, and more and more. When we look deep to career guidance and counseling services for individuals and for companies, they are always integrated. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for listening. And I hope it was not really boring. I didn't use a lot of pictures, but so sorry for that. However, I really appreciate your listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emad. It has been a pleasure having you with us. With you, I think Dr. Eman wants to say something. She has her hands risen. Please, Dr. Eman.
Yes, I just have 2 or 3 slides I would like to share with you concerning a very some information about the program. Just I did not mention what kind of degrees. Just a very 2 or 3 slides. Would you let me do it, please?
Sure. I think Dr. Rasha also was going to talk about the program, if I understand correctly.
She's here?
So, yes, she's here. She's
okay.
Okay,
I will cover this. Okay, good.
Yes. I think she's here. Rasha, you are with us, right?
I saw her sometime here, during Eman presentation.
Okay, she just texted me that she. Let me just a second.
I'm here. I'm here.
All right, good. Alhamdulillah. All right.
And I think I'll be able to use my web-based team software. So let me try to share my presentation
my
now.
screen if you wish. If you wish to use my screen to share it, there is no problem.
I'll try to use mine first when I made some modifications. So let me.
Okay. So I will unshare and leave this sharing up to you.
Yes, please. All right.
Dr. Eman, your hand is still risen. Is that the same issue or something new or okay? All right, thank you.
Sorry for that. Okay.
No problem at all. Until Dr. Rasha starts sharing our screen, please allow me to introduce her to you. She is one of the team of the career guidance. She's an associate professor of international comparative education and education administration, and she has been actively involved in the career guidance counseling program at Helmy University. Dr. Rasha is also the former vice president of students affairs at the Egyptian National E-Learning University, and used to be the Egyptian cultural attaché for the UK and Ireland. And she is a senior international expert and researcher in the field of education with many more than 25 years of experience in the educational strategic planning and development. Dr. Rasha, I give you the microphone, and I hope you can start sharing your screen.
All right. So good morning, everyone. Or sorry, yes, good morning. We said good morning. Thank you very much, Mona, for the introduction, and I would like to express my gratitude to the German Arab Chamber of Industry and Commerce, for allowing us the opportunity to let people know about career guidance and counseling in the technical and vocational education and training sectors. The career guidance program, I mean, I would like to thank my colleagues, Professor Eman and Mr. Emad, for providing the very comprehensive background about interdisciplinary studies and research, as well as what is career guidance and why it is important. And let me now move into the can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? The one? Because I'm following up with my mobile phone and
not yet.
I see a blank. I see a blank white slide.
Yes, same here, and this is why I was alerted that there's something. Open share tray. All right. So at Helwan University, we decided to start providing the service of an academic program and that would tackle career guidance and counseling. And that Helwan University was the right place to do so because we are of an interdisciplinary nature as a university. And yes.
I'm sorry, Rasha, but I think the presentation that is being shared is a different one.
It's not the one, right?
Yes. Sometimes would you like me to share?
Let me give it a final try, Eman.
Right.
Yes, here.
Right.
Here. It's opening. Okay. Here we go. All right, finally. So I'm very, very sorry about that. So let's get back to the presentation. So the program is the first of its type in the Middle East. It's the vision is to provide excellence and leadership in research and postgraduate learning and vocational education at the national as well as the regional levels through an educational program in accordance with international academic standards. We're really looking for the quality of the program in career guidance and counseling to achieve a level of professional development of employees and the transfer of specialized information and knowledge that provide professional and vocational services. All right, and this is why we're providing a unique, distinct learning and research environment for students and researchers so as to really enhance their capacities in the field of career guidance and counseling. The objective is to support national development. The ultimate goal is to support national development through providing relevant competencies that respond to labor market needs. You know, enough is enough. I mean, the education institutions have been, exporting the quality of graduates that are not really perfect for the requirements of the labor market needs. And it is the role of the career guidance and counseling is to fix this problem and tune, the competencies and capabilities of graduates. Providing technical support to the entrepreneurship system in Egypt that would really provide individuals with the tools so as to initiate their own businesses if they feel the need for so. Offering highly specialized professional personnel in career guidance and counseling in all practical fields in Egypt and, abroad outside Egypt. And luckily now we have students from Oman and Saudi Arabia who have applied for the program, and hopefully we can expand more in the future, providing the service to other Arab countries in the region. Why career guidance and counseling? Mr. Emad, of course, have talked a lot about this, and in a nutshell, there is a persisting need in the Egyptian education sector in a continuation of previous efforts. I've been involved with career guidance and counseling since 2008. This is 12 years from now, with the help of the ETF, the European Training Foundation, and now it has become a reality where a concrete program is there at Helmy University providing the service for Egyptians. Persisting need for career guidance and counseling professionals. We need this type of professional who would really make a difference in organizations and industry and in banks and in companies and in schools and universities. There is also persisting need for career guidance and counseling research at industry and for a wide range of beneficiaries, solving, development problems and market need gaps with better education retention rates. All right, we need to keep students, we need to keep our staff, we need to keep our workers at industry, so better retention rates. Who are the target groups? We have local and international education institutions, academic and administrative staff. So if it's a university, if it's a school, if it's a technical college, if it's an academy, academic advising, alumni, employment, recruitment, FLDC, which is faculty and leadership development centers, all people working on those fields and on those departments or on those divisions would really need an intense kind of program for career guidance and counseling. All the HR people at companies and industries who would really work on the recruitment, talent acquisition departments and so on, those people would really need career guidance and counseling background, and supervisors and middle and top management. So those are the sectors and the target groups that can enroll into the program and can find direct need on themselves as individuals and on their organizations as well. We have used an international benchmark to develop our program. It's not, out of the blues. It's not, a fully, homemade program. We've used the experience from Florida State University, from Michigan State University in the US, from the University of Malta, and Coventry University in the UK, and University of West of Scotland. And here I would like to acknowledge, of course, the GIZ for providing the help and the support needed in this regard. All right, because GIZ, with the initiation of GIZ, they were able to provide training. They provided the assistance using international experts. Professor Sultana came to Egypt and gave training and capacity development for staff. And we held the conference where we discussed things with stakeholders. And this was all supported by the GIZ, and we were very grateful for their support. There are two tracks of the programs. There's the professional track. You can find me, wearing a helmet. That's the professional track. And we have a microphone in a conference. That's the master's and PhD academic track. We need practitioners and teachers and middle management and, supervisors and all people who would really need to practice career guidance into schools, universities, industry, firms, banks, companies, as well as the academic track, where researchers would do research, academic research, assess, enhance, develop, and use innovation in providing career guidance and counseling. So we have two tracks. We have a diploma program, and we have master and PhD track for research, academic research, and graduate studies. The program description, there are a number of intended learning outcomes. For this unique, very unique type of program, you cannot handle it in a very traditional way, like, business as usual. It would not work here because we need to develop the head, the brain, the knowledge, as well as the skills, the hands, what people can do, and the attitudes, their affection towards and their feelings while providing the service of career guidance and counseling. So they need to know the knowledge of the theories and the fundamentals, the international and best practices, the lessons learned, the moral and legal principles, knowledge, all the knowledge that would form the background of their career guidance and counseling service that they're providing at the firms, as well as the skills, the data analysis. How would you have the sense of analyzing data? I mean, what would a curve about failure rate mean to you? I mean, how really target an increase in productivity and so on. Communication skills, how to communicate and how to deliver a message and how to respond to a message and so on. Time management, research, how to look into a problem and how to find, the deep ground-rooted causes of a problem into industry that relates to career guidance. And you would also need, as a practitioner, facilitation and moderation skills, how to negotiate, how to convince people, how to ask the right questions to people, how to moderate a conversation, all right, in a very constructive way, all right? So it's not Mr. Detective thing. It's you are helping the individual, identify his own capacities and develop it further. You would need definitely skills that relate to technology, and that you're going to deal with databases and models, simulation models and things like that. So knowledge about technology need to be enhanced and developed, of course. Inclusion, how to deal with people with different capacities and abilities and skills, how to integrate people with special needs, how to look at gender issues, how to really have an inclusive kind of service. Information management, how to manage information, and when to update information, and what type of resources that you can really rely on and trust and so on, so as to really reflect the actual needs of the labor market. It's not speculations, it's not looking into the glass ball, it's evidence-based and data-based. Self-assessment. As a practitioner, you need to ask yourself, am I doing right? What are the outcomes of my work? How many of the people that I have provided the service were able to achieve a significant development in their own careers and find job opportunities, or be able to, climb the ladder of success in life and so on. With a lifelong learning. So a career guidance provider really to learn new things every day, because he's going to provide it to other people. He's going to let people know about the most recent developments. All right. So if you are working in the banking system, all right, and you don't know anything about the Bitcoin, which is now a basic debate into the financial sector, how would you be able to, upgrade your skill? I mean, in a very short while, in a very short time, you'd be outdated, and then you need to be replaced from the company that you're working on, from the bank you're working on. All right. So if you are working with the field of industry and you don't know anything about artificial intelligence or big data or things that are related to the technology field, all right, so you really need to have a lifelong learning skills that would help you learn new things on a daily basis. And we move on to the most important part in my point of view, which is attitudes, the heart, respect. I mean, you would never be able to advise someone and make a difference in his career while you don't show respect to him. Dedication. You have a responsibility, and you should have a dedication towards your responsibility. Empathy, because how you feel that your advice and your help and your service would really make a difference in people's life and help them develop and flourish and and shine. Cooperation and team spirit, because it's not a one-man show. You would need to work with the HR and with the recruitment and with the talent acquisition and with the even quality control department. So if there is a kind of problem in the industry, you need to be working with all partners so as to solve the problem from the human capacity point of view. You would need accuracy. I mean, it would not be appropriate for a person working in the field of career guidance to speculate and give rough numbers. He shouldn't be able to know if there is this number of job opportunities in this field and this number of job opportunities in the other field. He should be very accurate in providing information. And there are like slight differences between fields of specialization. So I cannot really go to a boy in a vocational school and tell him, the field of IT would need skilled labor. What exactly in the IT? I mean, there are like tens and maybe hundreds of jobs in the field of IT. So you need to be more accurate and more specific while giving advice to people. You would need integrity. I mean, a false information can really ruin the career of someone. So integrity is really an important thing to consider while giving career guidance. Enthusiasm. I mean, you should be very excited about giving an advice and helping people and, promoting this enthusiasm to them. So enthusiasm is one of the attitudes that is needed while working in the field of career guidance and counseling as well. And you would need flexibility because people are different. You cannot really treat the same, different people the same way. So you need to be flexible and change from, attitude from one person to the other so as to cater for, how career guidance can really help a person in a different way from helping another person. So those are the program ILOs. The program guarantees that all those, areas knowledge, skills, and attitudes are fulfilled into individuals and are transferred and are, the competencies are built and enhanced. So who can join the program? So now I'm a manager of a company. So who can join the program? Anyone with a bachelor's degree. And this is the beauty of interdisciplinary study. I mean, it's not only for doctors, it's not only for engineers, it's not only for teachers, it's not only for, graduates of commerce, accounting, or whatever. So it is for anyone with a bachelor's degree or so with a master, with a PhD, who's really interested in the field of career guidance from any field of human knowledge, or anyone can join the program. And then when it's beautiful when they start sharing experiences from different disciplines, it opens up the horizon for them. So how limited were I? How closed in my circle? There is a potential, a bigger potential in life. So let's invest in it. Well, better adapt. What is the return on organization? Why would organizations, why would schools, academies, universities really look into career guidance and counseling? All right. Where is the gain? Why would I really gain something from introducing career guidance and counseling into my organization? So as Mr. Emad has mentioned earlier, it would help, organizations. I mean, Mr. Emad has focused on the individual, what would individuals gain? And now I'm focusing on organizations and companies and schools and universities. All right. So it would help them better adapt with changing labor market needs. So people would start having the sense of adapting, continuously adapting the organization into the labor market needs. So they would never be obsolete. They would have better staff loyalty and sense of belonging, because people would really feel that they are benefiting from the organization, are growing into this organization, that whenever the organization would be multiple opportunities in the labor market. So they would feel better staff loyalty and sense of belonging, which is something that all organizations are really after. They would have a higher productivity rate. They would be enthusiastic, they would produce higher, they would have a more sense of, objectives of productivity. The R&D, what is new happening in the field? So with the innovation, so whenever, people are really, I would put on a red lamp, that this field needs to be updated, this field needs to be enhanced, this field needs to be changed. And then, so people would really help develop the innovative part and the development part within the organization. The skill transfer to other staff members. No worries about turnover rates, which is a big problem in Egypt. Let me tell you in a very frank manner. So people would always be providing the skills and transferring the skills to others. So I would never worry about turnover rate. They would help each other, have comparable kind of competencies. Higher competencies of students, employees, and workers. So the staff competencies itself would really be significantly better and higher. So those are the basic areas of return on organizations, any organization that would really use the help of a person who is specialized in career guidance and counseling. All right. So all right. It doesn't work. Yes. So those are like the gains on organizations and return on organizations. I don't know where is the problem. Doesn't want to move. Okay.
you want me to share your Rasha or something? Rasha? Rasha, did we lose you? Rasha, did we lose you? Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me for a minute. We're checking on the connection of Dr. Rasha. Rasha, are you still with us? Are you rejoining?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you now. Yes, we do.
I'm using the mobile phone microphone.
All right. Shall I?
All right. So.
Can you still
yes,
control
please.
your presentation? Or shall I share my?
Could you share the presentation? Yes, please share.
Sure. All right. Just a second.
All right.
Can you stop unsharing? Can you stop sharing so I can so I can share? Rasha?
Well, I'm trying, but you know, it's I cannot control it.
Okay. I will try to take control.
Let me see.
Can you okay, I'll stop your presentation and I will share my screen.
Yes, it's on, I think, Mona.
Sorry, what is on?
The presentation, does it show?
Not yet, just a second.
No, okay.
Can you see it? Can you see it now?
No.
Not yet.
Okay. You should be able to see it, I think. Can you see it or not yet?
Not yet, Mona.
For some reason, I'm unable to share it. Just a second, I'll give it another try. Right. Shireen, if you're with me, can you start? Can I send you the presentation so that you can share it, please?
Yes, please.
For some reason, I can't. I'm sorry for the inconvenience with the technical problems. Did you get it, Shireen? Shireen, did you get the presentation?
I'm downloading it. There's two presentations. Which one?
One is a PDF and another one is PowerPoint. So it doesn't matter. It's the same. Shireen, any updates? Shireen, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
It's still downloading.
Okay.
1 second. Can you see it now, Mona?
Yes, we see it. Rasha, just tell us how many pages should we move? Rasha, you're still with us?
We stopped at the 10th slide, so we should continue at the 11th one.
Okay, Rasha, you still with us?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. All right. So the one before that, I think the snowman. I think we can start at the snowman.
Sorry, this one?
Before.
Okay. The 10th? Oh.
Before as well. Before again. Again. Yes, thank you.
No.
All right. Yes. Okay. So we designed our own snowman with a small ball, which is the narrow core, the sense of the profession. Very few number of core courses, and a wide range of elective courses, which is the for specialization, so as to give the room for participants to respond to their own very unique, academic and professional base. So it would help flexibility, adaptability, and multi-tracking. So a one from the field of medicine can be studying along with someone who is from banking sector, someone from education and technical, school, someone from an industry, and so on. So it would help multi-tracking and a wide range of electives. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Then how to teach? What are the teaching strategies? There would be the first green, set, which is contextualizing. Contextualizing is putting things into context. So embedding the facts and ideas in the cultural, historical, or ideological fact. All right. So we need to really put into consideration the social image of vocational education while giving career guidance to people at the vocational education sector. So putting the cultural background and the content into our minds while giving the service. The conceptualizing, which is scientific. What is the scientific method and guides and set of the standards for the practitioners and integration of career guidance? And the last yellow track, which is problem centering, which is belongs to the applied science. And this is where interdisciplinary is really important and magical. So applied sciences or creative product development, the integrative process will take the form of problem-based research and problem-based, teaching and investigation. Next slide, please. Then I would give an example for how the co-teaching, which is Professor Eman has mentioned, is that people need from different disciplines work on one course. So this is to be carried out by teaching teams. So they would have advanced planning and negotiation with co-teachers, co-advising with industry representatives. So in the industry representatives' presence is really very important for career guidance and counseling. Taking turns in teaching, so who is starting, who, and so on. Creating learning community that people can, discuss things and learn from each other. And co-correction of syllabus and case studies. There has to be a real quick update and usual update and continuous update for the content. Then there would be the interactive methods, which is built in within the teaching program. This is already covered in the career guidance and counseling program, design and course description. So we would have project-based learning, a case studies method. So there is a case from for example, the Swedish Technical Academy. There's this case from the vocational schools in Aguza. There is this case from the ex-bank in Giza. And then we would have case studies methods, role-playing, simulations, virtual methods, peer assessment and review, peer-assisted learning, where they help each other to learn and work together on one project, a small group teaching, and more. So this would be the interactive method. And then there is this program level strategies that would really work on the overall, which is the interdisciplinary electives and the core courses, covering material from different perspectives and research conducted by, initial stage of graduate studies. Next, please. Then there would be courses. Those are the courses in the program. On the left-hand side, you'd find the core courses, which is really very limited and small. Introduction to Career Guidance and Counseling, Ethics in Career Counseling and Services, Behavioral and Human Resources Management, and Career Counseling, which is an internship. It's an applied internship, 6 hours for 12 weeks, and Labor Anthropology. This is the core courses of the program. Then on the right side, you'd find this big number of, elective courses where they can choose, communication skills and time management, which is a kind of interpersonal skills and soft skills. Then there would be case management and mediation and occupational psychology, things that have to do with application, and knowledge and theory, general and technical education in Egypt, career guidance for individuals with special needs, and emotional intelligence, other kind of courses with English language for career guidance, a statistical analysis. So people working in the field of career guidance should be required to look in their data and have a statistical analysis skills and techniques and strategies. So it's not really people play with statistics. So we need to have skilled people who would look into statistics and say, yes, this is right, and no, this is not acceptable, and so on. And as well, they should be able to do action research in the field. So if a teacher in a dual system would face a problem while doing his, job and giving career guidance and advising in dual system, he should be able to have a small research on, on the case. So it would be, it is called action research, which is research into the field. Can we go to the next slide, please? Then, and of course, the number of credit hours is really compatible with the requirements of the Supreme Council of Universities. And this is why we were able to succeed in getting approvals from Supreme Council of University, so as the degrees would be equivalent to diplomas and masters and PhDs offered by Egyptian universities. We would take this course, that's an exemplary course for general and technical education in Egypt. And we should ask a number of questions. How this course touch base with career guidance and counseling? Why would people studying career guidance and counseling know something about general and technical education in Egypt? How could this course be relevant to other courses? Because, there is, interlinkages between courses. What course activities could be designed to cater for interdisciplinarity, all right? And what information and data and facts that can support my course, right? So that is a course level investigation, so as to relate things to whatever people are doing in the field. Next, please. Then, how this course touch base with career guidance and counseling? One of the most important sectors providing skilled labor to the Egyptian and regional labor market and employability. Then definitely leading to a career. Then the course deals with the main question: what impact does the current general and technical education sector have on young people's career? Does it provide better employability? Does it provide better relevance regarding skills? And how does it support career guidance? All right, so that's the answer for the first question. All right, second question, please. Then we go to the other question: how could this course be relevant to other courses? And here we really look at other courses of the program that have linkages and intersections. So general and technical education in Egypt would really intersect with entrepreneurial skills. People studying technical education should really learn about entrepreneurial skills. There is a relevance, a direct relevance with talent management and succession in career planning, and as well with the labor market needs. So having this course in mind would really interrelate with other courses and should not be taught in separation as a separate island. I mean, we don't want to repeat the same mistakes again, just a self-breathing system. This course in an interdisciplinary manner would really touch base with other courses and should really link with whatever other instructors are giving in other courses. Next, please. Then the third question is, what course activities should be designed to cater for interdisciplinarity? So a report on entrepreneurial skills in the current TVET sector curriculum. So students studying this course should be able to look into the curriculum at the TVET sector and write a report about entrepreneurial skills. Does it offer entrepreneurial skills, and what type of entrepreneurial skills does it offer? A research paper on proposed intervention to help education in Egypt cater for labor market needs. How can, an intervention take place to help the labor market needs be reflected on the, a program of TVET in Egyptian education? A video or a case study on international models of talent management and succession and career planning, followed by a hands-on activity. So this is the talent management video in Saudi Arabia, in Malta, in anywhere in the world. And then how would this really reflect into the Egyptian context? How different could it be? And what else can you recommend? Discussion. So people would go through a number of activities that would relate to other courses and to the contextualization of whatever is taking place into Egypt. Next, please. Then what information, data, and fact can support my course? Enrollment data. So by type of education, we need to know how many students are there in the TVET sector. How many of them studying cables? How many of them are studying, air conditioning? How many of them are studying, mechanical and car and automotives? How many of them? So having information and data and facts about, geographic distribution. I mean, is there a technical school in Malawi in Upper Egypt for automotives and career car maintenance, for example, or not? So it would help me really track the provision of technical education across Egypt and where investment can take place. So if I know that Egypt is heading towards investing into some parts of Egypt, so will there be education institutions that would provide skilled labor for this type of investment or not? And then people research and studies and skill development can really boost economy and can help development go into the right direction. Employment data by gender, by sector, by level of education, by government rate. So who's working in where, in doing what, and so on. Unemployment data. I mean, who have graduated from the TVET sector and is unemployed, and why is that? Forecast labor market needs. What does Egypt and the Arab region and Africa need in the future? I mean, target by Egypt Vision 2030, according to the Egypt Vision 2030, and the new industrial zones and the new, cities being built all over Egypt. Where are the needs and how can we really expand? Where are the opportunities? Involve with stakeholders and bodies. What are the bodies that are involved and who are the stakeholders that can really help develop and enhance the technical and vocational education in this regard? Next, please. Then, thank you, I'm done. So this was like a quick example on one of the courses and how it is taught, and how important could this. Yes, I can see a hand from Ahlam Farouk. Yeah. Right. That's. I anticipate it's a tough question. Right. So I'm done. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, everybody.
Please, Ahlam.
Okay, thank you, Rasha. Hi, everyone, first, and thank you, Rasha, for your comprehensive and detailed presentation. Very, very useful. I see here a lot of complementarity with our project, the TVET project implemented by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and involved many of the stakeholders, public and private. For career guidance, we have also, under the project, one of the results of our career to work in career guidance, and we already the project already signed more than 24 memorandum of understanding with the private sectors, and there is a lot of activities under career guidance already implemented by the project. For example, there is already 36,000 TVET students, graduates, job seekers received already career guidance and counseling services. So also in your presentation, you always to the labor market needs, and this is also linked to one of the ambitious results which should be done by the TVET project, which is the labor market information system. So my question here, that for this complementarity, this project, there is any coordination with the TVET project and with the other project working in this field? Thank you.
Shall I answer? I will answer. There is not yet this coordination, and this is why we started holding some meetings with the GIZ last week and with other, partners, to let them know about the program and how can we cooperate. And maybe it's time to set a meeting with you at the EU, and then we can discuss, bridges and potential. So we're just starting to the communication with other stakeholders, and it would be really important to look into whatever other projects are doing and complement with it and provide support if needed. And definitely you would need to have some of your staff join our program to get the the professional degree related to the field. Thank you.
That's also the reason why we are coordinating these activities, is because we want to bring the partners together and make them really benefit mutually from each other. But thank you, Ahlam.
Yes.
Just Mona, one suggestion in this regard also, that we need also to have meetings and coordination meetings at the level of the projects also, not only at the level of the donor. So we maybe, if you also lead on that, it will be very useful to have also involved for example, the TVET project with the GIZ implementing activities, or the implementing partner, and all at the project level. So this will be very useful in order to complement and to close the cycle. What is needed for example, this project with Dr. Rasha and with the other also activities. So the link is very important, and to have coordination meeting at the level of the project, it will be also very useful. Thank you.
Thank you for the very valuable idea. I noted it down. It's going to be included in our plan, inshallah, for 2021, since we are almost approaching the end of this year. But thank you very much. Any further questions, please, from the audience? Ahmed, I think your hand is risen.
Yeah, actually responding to Ahlam's comment, I would like to share part of the history of establishing and founding this postgraduate study program, because Ahlam, as you mentioned, TVET 2 program, or TVET Egypt program, together with the Employment Promotion Project implemented by GIZ, and also the WISE project implemented by MTC and USAID funded. We all, the three projects provided career guidance services or career education services in TVET, and it was discussed earlier, I think 4 or 5 years ago, that it is important to provide qualified practitioners, equal professionals, instead of para-professionals, and instead of having teachers get trainings and provide career education. We thought that it's important to have a study program at the university to qualify the practitioners to be more into professional, professionals, then they can not only provide career education, but also can provide counseling services and other services. So originally, the idea is meant to qualify the practitioners. That's why I see a lot of potentials of the cooperation among the different projects, not only at education, but also maybe at the universities. We know such as career development centers as university, supported also by donors, and I wish this is my actually to have a home driven system of career guidance, not only donor driven, which impact on the country economic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emad, for your contribution. I'd like to open the floor also for other questions from the audience regarding the 3 presentations you heard. Emad, you still have a comment, or there is an electronic raise hand, is an old one?
Yeah, it's old one. Sorry.
All right. So do you have any questions? Please raise your hands. Okay, I don't see any questions from the audience, so I suppose that we have been very informative. Thank you very much. Emad, please.
Yeah, actually, I was expecting a question which was not asked, so I'm going to ask it, because sometimes we face a question like, isn't it late to provide career guidance or career education or career counseling to TVET students? This is the common question we usually faced, and I would like to highlight that it's never too late to provide career guidance and counseling services, because per definition, it's services that can be provided at any age. And per nature, career guidance is about widening and increasing the options to the individuals, not narrow it down. So I would say it is relevant to provide career guidance counseling, to TVET students, because it opens their minds and gives them a motive to go further and build their career and build their self-esteem and so on and so forth. Particularly, our education system, unfortunately, doesn't enhance or doesn't boost or doesn't encourage the career growth stage as per Donald Super among the preparatory school students or primary school students, or the younger age. So it is always important to start early, but if it's not feasible for many reasons, providing career education, career guidance and counseling to TVET students is not late. So this is the answer of the unasked questions.
Thank you so much, Emad, for the unasked and answered question. Ahlem?
Just to add to Emad's points, I think also linked with the career guidance and the importance of this issue, that we should also push the government in order to have a labor market information system, because this is not already exists. And this is linked to a better career guidance for the students, for the job seekers, for the graduates. If we need already the labor market needs and we have a system for that, we will be able to invest on which area or which topics or which subject for the schools, for the curricula, for many things. Thank you.
If you allow me, Mona, because I'd like to thanks, Ahlam. I'd like to build on this because I have already prepared a nice picture in a form of video. I got it as a video. I was in North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany visiting the German chamber, and found actually this amazing piece of art. I will share it now, if you allow me. Just to highlight what you just have said about career information. Yeah. Sorry. because we were talking about building a complete system, and having a complete system with career guidance services, it will not be okay unless career information is in place. So this is the message I like to highlight, so thank you. Here is a video. It shows different shapes of gears. Why it doesn't work? Sorry. You can see the here. Okay. You can see the gears. They are different shapes, different sizes, but it work together in a harmonized way. This is for me like a metaphor of a system that should work together in harmonization, although they are in different shapes and different sizes. Career guidance and counseling services is the same. The core gear which makes it function, which is in the middle, which is career information. So I completely second your comment, Halam. So thank you.
Thank you. We have also a number of GIZ colleagues present in among the audience, and they are already involved in a number of government negotiations, if I, as much as I understood. So maybe one of them would like to comment if there is anything in this respect is currently discussed with the government. To know who's still in the meeting. I don't know, Shireen. I see Shireen Farak from the GIZ with us. I see I can't see the rest. I'm sorry, that's the number of participants is really big. So maybe one of the GIZ, Joseph Schulte is also present. Joseph, would you like to give a comment?
Yeah, I'm only dealing with curricular development, so I'm not in negotiations with the government on anything concerning career guidance.
Okay. So, but you know by chance who, if one of your colleagues is?
Oh, there are very many, but I don't see them in the list, actually. Mr. Sharif Ghaffar should be involved in it, for example, but okay, I don't see him.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Yasmin. I see you raising your hand, so please.
Yes, I'm responsible for the career guidance in the employment promotion program, and we are still in the phase of finalizing the operational plan with the government, and we discussed several points, including starting to have kind of orientation sessions for the preparatory students and so on, but nothing is approved or finalized yet. I think of weeks we will reach a final operational plan from our side with the government concerning the career guidance and the work with the preparatory schools. I don't know if I answered the question or you need more elaboration on something.
Helmy, I give you back the microphone. Your idea was to create a sort of a platform or a database. Do I understand correctly?
No, yeah, just I was talking about for database for the labor market information system, with also the program, the TVET program is in charge of doing that with the government. But you know that for the fragmentation and for the several stakeholders working in the TVET sector to agree on a strategy or on something related to several partners working in one issue, it's very difficult. For example, for career guidance, the TVET already developed a career guidance strategy, but it's still under discussion with the government and to be approved. So there is a lot of already work done by several projects, not only TVET, but the important when it's come to something related to several stakeholders, this is take time to have reviewed and to have the approval. So I think for the career guidance strategy, will be shared with the government, and I think it's also important to be shared also with the project working in the career guidance in order to give some maybe points or remarks. Working. Thank you.
And please feel free, Ahlam, to use this platform if whenever you wish to discuss on a certain issue or discuss on the paper or your strategy or whatever. We can even organize smaller activities for discussions. That would be really interesting also for us to know.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. Dr. Eman, please, your hand is raised.
Yes, please. I like to take the chance among participants a session that they can share. I think they are most of them are in the market, in what's needed really in the market. So they can share with us several topics that could be a materials for our students to be a research topics or to work on them as a research strategy, so we can work together. They can provide us with what's needed to be investigated and to be examined, and we can work on the examination and interdisciplinary, or to let them suggest or to share with us what they feel, what they have gaps in the information or in the knowledge in the career guidance area, so we can fill these gaps by our investigations and research work with the students. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eman. And I'm afraid our time has, we really ran out of the time. It has been a pleasure having you all with us. With the permission of our presenters, we would like to report on today's event and also share, if it's all right for you, the presentations and of course the recording with the audience, be it with our members or our network here in the TVET. This gives people a chance also to communicate with you, and of course if you share with us your contact details which you would like to have present in our weekly TVET update, please feel free to do so that we can publish it and maximize the benefit for everybody. I'd like to take the chance to thank you all for being present. Today is a very unique, I would say, event, because we have a participation. Almost we reached 45 in between. I know the internet goes up and down these days, but we had in between 45 participants. So thank you all for being with us. It has been a pleasure to work with you all, and special thanks, of course, to our presenters, Dr. Eman and Nachar, Emad, Helmy, and Dr. Rasha, Sharaf. It has been really a pleasure having you all with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our audience and our participants. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much to the AHK and for you.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.